The new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
What's going on, guys? It's Luke22SV here, back with the 10th round of the Mick Schumacher Career mode here for the British Grand Prix, the home of Formula 1 for round 10. At the moment, we've just got some upgrades to the car, but McLaren, of course, have upgraded with us, so that's closing the gap towards the likes of Renault, Force India and Haas. But the guys at the top staying firmly put. It's just ourselves and McLaren really improving at this race. Force India bringing a slight upgrade as we go into the weekend. After a poor result in Austria, just after such a good qualifying, ended up being such a terrible end to the race as we head into the qualifying now for the British Grand Prix.
It's time once again then for qualifying here at Silverstone on what we're hoping will be a tight contest for pole position.
There we are in our first run, just coming through Maggots and then Beckett. We make a small mistake, we just understeer, go off, and that's put us into a spin. And that's our first lap really ruined, but it's not to worry, we've got another time to make some more lap time and get another lap out there. Probably ruin Hulkenberg's lap there as well. But here we are, in one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, one of the best tracks on the calendar. Coming now at the start of the lap, we're improving on our time, currently P8 as well. We've also got a threat of rain at the start of the race. It's likely to start raining from lap 1, so we're okay to burn these soft tyres and put a nice lap in. And just what we've done in a couple of these qualifying sessions is go faster on our second attempt on a second lap of a set of tyres. So this is what we've done here again. We've come around here again towards Copse and then Maggots and Beckett's, one of the best sections in Formula 1. But now we're up on our time. So we've got Max Verstappen in P7, so obviously he's a bit out of position. He's got he's obviously not in the top 6 where you'd expect the Red Bull to be, but P7 for Verstappen at the moment. So we come round a place where we had a problem a few minutes ago, but now we're on to the hangar straight. Looks really good at the moment. This lap time looking very good. Coming towards the end of the lap now, but we're up on our lap time. Just ahead of Kevin Magnussen, one of our rivals so far this season, and indeed we are rivals with Haas. So the Sauber Alfa Romeo team looking really strong here. The car felt alright in qualifying, felt all good all weekend. We'll run a bit wide there, but it's not to worry. We are P6 on the grid, and that's exactly where we want to be. We managed to stay ahead of Max Verstappen, so he's had a very poor weekend. Max Verstappen down in P7. We're in P6 again, so we're qualifying very well again with our teammate down in 15th, so disappointing for him. But what can we do in a race then? It'll probably be a wet race from the weather forecast, but who knows? Let's go into the race then for the British Grand Prix.
We're right back where it all began. The very first World Championship Grand Prix was held here at Silverstone in 1950, with Giuseppe Farina taking the top step of an all-Alfa Romeo podium. We're almost
if we could get an Alfa Romeo on the podium today, that would be fantastic for ourselves, fantastic for our team as well. But Lewis Hamilton, the British driver, on pole at his home Grand Prix with Vettel alongside him. Raikkonen in 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, looking like the usual grid. Bottas 5th, ourselves in 6th, Verstappen 7th, Hulkenberg up there in 8th. He's improved this season after a disappointing start to the season. Both the Haas's on row 11. We're going to have to watch out for them in the race. A teammate down in 15th, not too great for him. 2 Toro Rossos and 2 Williamses on the back 2 rows of the grid, so they're not looking too strong this weekend. We move on to the race then for the British Grand Prix. What can we do from 6th on the grid? So it's now, we move on for the lights to come on. It's 5 lights now. And it's lights out and away we go in Silverstone. Not too bad of a start, a better start than Bottas, but we bogged down and Verstappen now gets ahead of us. And we make contact with Verstappen, we're around in a spin. It's a complete disaster for us already. It's only taken us 10 seconds at the start to have a little disaster, and we're now back to the back of the grid, and it's a complete shambles from us. But I don't know what happened there. Was I squeezed by Verstappen? It was a disaster for us. But we're back in P20 now, looking towards the end, rest of the grid. We're looking to make a comeback now up the order. Another sound glitch as well. I'm sure you heard as well. again, that's down to the upload studio. Hopefully we can make some improvements on that in the near future, but for the moment that's the way it is. But now then, we're now behind Lance Stroll, Sergei Sorokin and Pierre Gasly ahead of us. So we come round now to the end of the middle section of the first lap. Still only the first lap here, with Lance Stroll ahead of us, Sergei Sorokin ahead of him. Complete disaster. We were looking so good. Again, it's 2 races now in a row. Even you could add what happened in Canada as well, where we just qualify up so high on the grid and it's just gone completely wrong in the race. And then we got a race like France where we started outside the top 10 and we finished in 3rd. So it's just crazy what's going on this season. We've had so much, we've thrown a lot of points away so far, and can we recover anything in this race? Who knows now? We're looking at the inside of Lance Stroll, however, going into the next corner. We get down the inside of Lance Stroll. We're up to P19, so it's looking all right from the start. It was heavy rain conditions as well, but we all started on intermediates. It's just, I don't know why we all started on intermediates, but that's the tyres we all selected on. We're getting out of shape again, struggling very badly at the moment in the wet conditions. Lance Stroll getting alongside us, but we stay ahead of Lance Stroll, going towards turn 1, and we'll keep P19 as we look now to make P18. But here is a replay from the start. Vettel getting a better start than Lewis Hamilton by the looks of it there. But here we are, just coming into the first corner, and Verstappen just giving us no room, and we're in a spin. Maybe we could have backed out from that move, but it cost everyone else. All the top 6 got away, but Hulkenberg downwards all struggled with that, and we're down in P20 and last. Complete disaster for us. But that is what it is. We've got to do what we can now from P20. We managed to get an overtake on Lance Stroll, however. But now, that is that. But moving on to lap 3, we're still in P19. Have not been able to make any gains on Sergei Sorokin so far. But now we're closing in on Sergei Sorokin on the start of lap 3. Looking for an opportunity to overtake. Plenty of opportunities to overtake around Silverstone. But with Sergei Sorokin in front of us, we're looking to make a move and get up into P19 as soon as possible, and looking to gain as many places, because with the weather as it is, there's a chance for points in this race still, because we believe there's a chance of safety cars, a chance of virtual safety cars, whatever. But here we are behind Sergei Sorokin in Beckett. We spot an opportunity. We find an easy way past Sorokin. He's just got so much less downforce than us. We've got a lot of better car. We find that opportunity, find a better confidence, and we're ahead of him at this stage. P18. But now then, moving on to lap 5. Again, still in P18. Getting a bit wide on the grass there. Yellow flags ahead of us. What is going on as Vettel sets the fastest lap of the race? There's the yellow flags in front of us. And there's Magnussen, and then there's Hartley. And 2 cars are out of the race. Magnussen and Hartley out of the race. What on earth happened there? We're up into P16, however. That's getting us 2 places. Can that get us a safety car? It doesn't look like it. But Gasly and Van Dorn are ahead of us as well. So P16 at this stage. We'll take a replay of what happened between Hartley and Magnussen, who I don't know what was going on there. Here is now Kevin Magnussen's view as he comes into the next corner. He just drives off the track. I don't know what he's doing here. He's driving really slowly. I don't know what is going on. And then he's on the track. He comes back and then just runs straight into the path of Brendan Hartley. I don't know what was going on in Magnussen's mind there, but that was, I've never seen anything like that, but I don't know. And Hartley just doesn't know what Magnussen's doing, and that is those 2 out of the race. I don't know what was going on there, honestly. But we're on lap 6 now, behind Gasly, behind Van Dorn. And it's really frustrating, this game, because they don't seem to put enough safety cars out. For a collision like that, you'd have thought at least a safety car or a virtual safety car. But no, there's not even any yellow flags anymore. That's just insane. I don't understand this game sometimes, but we're up into P16 then, on lap 6. It doesn't really, we're starting to fall back from the points. The points are starting to look less and less likely, and we're really struggling behind Pierre Gasly. We're struggling to catch up. But the only cars we've managed to actually overtake are the Williamses, and they're basically Formula 2 cars anyway. So it's just really frustrating for us at this point. So we really looking towards getting past Pierre Gasly, but we just can't get close enough to him. He's stuck behind Stoffel Van Dorn himself as his teammate is out of the race. We come through the only section we can actually catch up. Again, the AI seems to be on rails in the rain, and it's really frustrating because we are so competitive in the dry, and now in the rain we seem to actually be pretty much where we belong. So Verstappen and us colliding as we run off again, just can't keep it on the track. It's really frustrating, but we just can't seem to compete with the cars. Again, going off almost, we're completely out of shape, locking up, just no grip, no like traction at all. Just can't get the foot down as much as they guys can, and we're falling back again as we go on to lap 7, still in P16. Now coming on to lap 9, still in P16. Come around turn 1, go off, run off onto the grass, and then we just go off again onto the gravel, just managing to keep it out of the wall. But that pretty much just sums up how our race has been. A frustrating race. Again, almost going off again, just managed to keep it on the track. Now Sorokin is right alongside us again, so we've got to put up with Sorokin for P16. Really frustrating for us at this point. Doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere in this race, so we're now defending P16 from Sorokin with a fuel as well, getting fuel issues as well. I don't know what's going on there, but we stay ahead of Sorokin going into the corner next. But next we come towards Woodcote and then up towards Copse. But 16th place is just frustrating for us. It could have been so much better in this race, but now we're fighting with a Williams at the back of the grid. It's not how we thought our race was going to go. But now Sorokin's looking down the inside into the next corner, into Copse. Vettel sets the fastest lap. We go off the track, just struggling completely. We then come through Maggots and Beckett's nicely, but then coming through Beckett's we just get onto the curb, and that puts us into an out of shape, overcorrected, and we're in a spin, and we're again losing P16 to Sorokin. Now down to 17th place as Stroll is so far back. Here is the replay from the exterior camera on the side of the car. Pretty much the same thing you just saw on board, but we're in a spin, we're down P17, and to be honest, at this point I just decided, look, nothing's going to happen in this race. We might as well just retire, and to be honest, that is what I ended up doing. I ended up retiring from the race in P17, so it was just a complete shambles this race, and it ended up being P18 and a retirement, our third retirement of the season. First one coming in Baku, second one it came in, I think it was Monaco. It was Monaco, of course, because we got run into by Bottas when we got sent in a spin by Alonso, and now we've got a third retirement in Britain. But it is our home Grand Prix next weekend in Germany. Mick Schumacher, Vettel doing well in his Hamilton's home Grand Prix, who'll be looking to do well in his home Grand Prix on this game as well. So Hulkenberg's got his home Grand Prix as well, so it'll be a few Germans looking to do well in their home soil. But a disappointing race in Britain for Mick Schumacher, and that is just going to be the end of the episode there as well. Falling back now, we're still in 11th, we've still got 20 points. But Sergei Sorokin got driver of the day. Okay, I'm not really sure what that was all about, but
meanwhile, Renault move up the table.
There we go, Renault move up to 4th ahead of Force India. We're in a battle with Haas, but that is going to be the end of the episode there. It's a bit of a shorter one thanks to how the race went, but we've had some long episodes as well. But thank you guys for watching. That's going to be the end of the episode. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you for Germany.